Hello, and welcome to Through the Lifting Glass, a high school weightlifting team management application. My name is Kevin Belk. I'm an Air Force veteran. I was responsible for front-end features and back-end functionality, one of which was the max lifts.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Lintel. I am an Air Force veteran. I was responsible for front-end features, back-end functionality, which included the user interface and the chat. Our teammate Juan Laporte is a Marine veteran, was responsible for front-end features, back-end functionality, and is unable to be with us today.
Hi, my name is Devin Glonner, and I'm an Army veteran. I was primarily responsible for the backend, including the authentication system.
Hi, my name is Melissa White, and I'm a military spouse. I was responsible for developing front-end features and back-end functionality, one of which was the visual representation of the lift data. Our group created the web-based application Through the Lifting Glass. Through the Lifting Glass is a web app for high school weightlifting teams. Through the Lifting Glass allows coaches to track their team roster, athlete progress, disseminate information, and communicate directly with the team. Athletes have the ability to track their personal progress, get team updates, and communicate with their teammates. So why Through the Lifting Glass, or as we call it, TLG? Let's talk about what sets TLG apart from other apps. Unlike other team management applications, TLG focuses solely on high school weightlifting teams, where they are often not included in other apps. Through the Lifting Glass is a one-stop shop for everything high school weightlifting teams need to ditch the old pen and paper for team management. Now let's see how Through the Lifting Glass works. I will now pass it off to Stephanie, our newest user of TLG, to present the demo of our app.
Thanks, Melissa. Hello, everyone. I am on the Ponte Vedra Sharks weightlifting team, and I've just logged into the Through the Lifting Glass app. I'm going to the dashboard where I have access to all of the amazing features this app has to offer. I worked out with my team this morning and I need to log my lifts. So I'm going to navigate to log a lift in order to enter my lift session. I will select one of 4 Olympic lifts. I did snatch this morning, enter the weight, an impressive 135, and finally select today's date. After I submit my lifts, I'm going to navigate to see your progress, to see where I'm at. Since I'm already a frequent TLG user, I have a lot of lifts saved. I have the ability to view all of my lifts in the data grid and in the chart. I'm also able to edit and delete lifts in the data grid. I can order the lift history by date, lift, and by weight. I'm also able to isolate the chart by lift type for a simpler view. Man, I love seeing that line go straight up. So much progress. Now I want to see who's leading the team. I'm going to navigate to the bell ringers to see my team's max lifts or personal records. Hey, it looks like that lift I just added was a personal record. Awesome. I want to make sure to stay up to date on recent information from my coach. I'm going to view post to make sure I haven't missed any updates. Oh, it looks like my coach posted about an optional practice tomorrow. I'm going to navigate to the calendar to make sure I'm up to date on all the events. There I can see where the practice has been added for tomorrow. I'm hosting a team bonding event on the 29th, so I'm going to add that to the calendar now. Let's see, the 29th, I'm doing a team bonding event, and I think I'm going to do dinner at my house. I am totally serving tacos. Fantastic. Now, I can only attend this practice if I can get a ride with someone. So I'm going to navigate to chat to ask my teammates if someone's able to give me a ride. Let's see. Hey, can I get a ride tomorrow to practice? I really hope someone's there. Oh, fantastic. Lincoln can give me a ride. Finally, I have an image to upload from this morning's lift. I'm going to navigate to the image gallery to post it for my team. Let's see, I'm going to upload the image. I'm going to select one from this morning and click it to upload. Great. Now I'm going to pass it over to my coach, Kevin.
Thanks, Stephanie. After signing in, I'm brought to the landing page where I can access my coach dashboard. This page includes a team roster, allowing me to order and filter first and last name, grade, and weight class. Since I frequently need paper, I can export and print all of my team information. I'm going to go to the Progress tab to check my team. Here I can view the athletes and their current maxes. I know that our next meet, we're competing in clean and snatch, only clean and snatch. So I'm going to simplify the view and only see those lifts. I'm impressed to see so many heavy lifts. I want to post a workout for the athletes that can't make it to practice night. I'm going to navigate to the info board and make a post. Did you make it to practice tonight? Squat 20, lunges 20, push-ups 23 times through. Post that. And that concludes our demonstration. Now I'll talk about the technology we use to build our application. The technology we use to build our application include the following. The front end, we use JavaScript, React, Redux, and Material UI. For the back end, Python, Django, and the Django REST framework. We used a Postgres SQL database, and for hosting, we used AWS and Heroku. Additionally, we used the Stream API for our chat functionality. Now I'm going to pass it off to Devin, who will discuss some of the challenges we faced during the development.
The earliest challenge we faced was determining the scope of the project, trying to decide on the target audience of our application, as well as what functionality it should include. We overcame these challenges by carefully developing user stories early on and revisiting them whenever we had to make a major decision in development. Ultimately, this steered the direction of our app to focus on saving and tracking lift data instead of a more generic workout app. Another challenge was learning and implementing new libraries such as chart.js, full calendar, and Redux. We collaboratively researched, selected, and learned about each of these libraries and relied on each other when we were faced with a blocker. Additionally, determining how we wanted to display lift data for a user-friendly experience was another challenge we faced. Using similar procedures, we made group decisions frequently referencing user stories. Now let's take a look at our workflow. Slack and Zoom allowed us to stay constantly connected. We followed the agile development process to meet deadlines and deliver an MVP as quickly as possible while building on it incrementally. Using our Trello board during each stand up and stand down kept development on track and ensured even distribution of tasks, as well as clearly visible and outstanding features that needed to be developed. While we each had features we focused on, our group synergy and effective communication allowed us to collaborate through all stages of development. Finally, GitHub made it easy for us to keep code up to date and cohesive as we collaboratively made changes throughout the development. Future changes we would like to make. Future changes we'd like to make include adding to our sprints the ability to track event and practice attendance, expanding the chat feature to include direct messaging, and develop TLG and React Native for mobile deployment. This concludes our presentation of Through the Lifting Glass, and we're available for any questions.
All right, Through the Lifting Glass, thank you very much. Actually one question that I had was, can you guys talk a little bit about the process you went through as a group going from, let's say, an initial idea to what you actually ended up implementing? Like, how'd you end up narrowing it down to that specifically?
Absolutely. So when we started coming up and brainstorming with this idea for this app, we absolutely ran all the ideas that we could come up with, made a huge list of features. We wanted to do anything and everything. We had a ton of great ideas. Sitting down to actually, what do we need with a mural board? What's our needs? What's our must-haves? What's our should-haves? We turned around and decided that we really needed to focus on what our core MVP was in order to make sure that we could get something produced. From there, once we had the core MVP, which ultimately was tracking and displaying lift data for athletes, from there, we turned around and were able to start building on incrementally and adding features that we thought would best fit the app.
Okay, great. So I'm curious, how did the debate process go for choosing, one feature over another? If you guys had so many features, how did you kind of come together and decide on, implementing one thing versus another?
Ultimately, it was a group decision in the fact that we established where to start to keep our focus very small as far as the MVP, and then added solely what's important, what this needed, and what would be nice to have for the app. And then anything that was a real nice to have, we added to maybe we can do this and plan to do this in the future.